Not quite sure how to say it. But hi, Leo. Welcome to your July tarot reading. Happy July. More importantly, happy birthday, you guys. So some of you are going to be celebrating quite soon, I take it. Considering it's your birthday, I probably should have started this month's readings with you. That would have probably made the most sense. But who's waiting, right? So what I love about my Leo friends actually is that they never really expect anyone to do something for them. They're the ones who are usually giving. I do think that sometimes Leo gives more than they receive, which is funny because I often hear Leos being criticized for being a little bit too self-absorbed at times and just really involved with themselves, their own needs and stuff. But you still do go through a lot of phases where it's the other way around, and you're the one who's not receiving adequate attention from people, or your work is not being noticed as much as it deserves to be. Or if it is noticed, then it's kind of just shoved aside. Right, no, too many cards. Too many cards. So, July is the month I feel like a lot of you are really going to begin figuring out exactly where you stand, to reposition yourself with respect to your goals once and for all. So if you've been at this game of life, your life, constantly waiting to see results of your actions come in, and you're not seeing any improvement, let's say, with respect to how you're handling things, or not even handling things, but with respect to how much you are gaining from the work situations you've put yourself in, personal situations, relationships that you've gotten involved in. Where do you stand in relation to all these different people in your life? Different companies, institutions, business partners, etc., etc. Where do you stand in relation to all these people? So, reevaluation period, really. Funnily enough, all the planets are going direct, right? Or are direct right now. It is not a retrograde period, and usually it's during a retrograde period when the evaluation kicks in, truly. But we are midway through 2017. This is appropriate. It's appropriate to look back on the last 6 months, kind of chart out your progress. So make a progress chart of where you were 6 months ago, where you are now, where you would like to be at the end of this year, leading up to 2018, which I have a feeling is going to be a kick-ass year for everyone. By now, Leo should have also noticed this karmic shift occur. And I do believe, or I feel as though this will come in the form of responsibility, where Leo really starts to realize just how responsible they are for other people's... No, that's too extreme. I was going to say for other people's well-being, but but truly, no, that does not apply, because that would assume that others are incapable of taking care of themselves, which is not true. However, you will get glimpses of clarity in terms of understanding what role you really play in the lives of others and how you can influence and motivate them to be better people, as well as the consequences your actions or reactions may have on the decisions that they make later on, which may or may not influence you, right? So what goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. If anything, you are setting the example now. You're setting the tone as well, alongside Aquarius, for the next cycle of solar and lunar eclipses that we are going to be experiencing in Leo and Aquarius. Thus inducing a lot of change, not just in your life, but in the lives of pretty much everyone. Everyone's focus is now being shifted to where you are positioned in their chart. So it would be very interesting to see how this also plays out and unfolds for you. Since this is your shining month, all eyes are on you. A lot of celebrations, naturally, are to be expected. Since it is your birthday, heck, you can expect that at least a few friends or family are going to buy you some drinks. So generally speaking, it is a time to come together as well. However, I do get this feeling at the same time that you are being withdrawn. You are withdrawing yourself slightly. Perhaps to pay attention to your own needs. Since, again, it is a good time to understand what our strengths are and how we can work on resolving our weaknesses or upping our game. But still though, how I felt coming to this reading is still resonating a bit more than that. So the objective being this is the month where you become a bit more authoritarian in your approach. This is the month, basically, you decide to cut off people who are not good for you, not good for your business, or go out seeking new relationships and new partnerships that will advance you and advance your projects as well forward. You won't have any problems really cutting any ties or severing or burning any bridges with acquaintances or people whom you've only really dealt with on a superficial level. But you do this also with the intention of just completely changing social dynamics that are active in your life right now. So you might have come to some sort of a revelation. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but you may have come to some sort of a revelation that you are the people you hang out with the most. There is some science and research that backs that up, basically saying that you are the 3 people you spend the most time with, essentially, so 3 to 5 people. Actually, if you come to ask most people how many friends they have, at least the people that I know, including myself, you can pretty much count the loyal ones on one hand. You'd be lucky really if you can consider 2 or 3 to be close, best friends, people who you can always turn to, always rely on. And then of course you have your more extended social circle, and perhaps smaller groups within groups, cliques, people who get along better with others. Or if you've segregated your friendships according to, like, right, okay, I go clubbing with this group of friends versus I will grab a cup of coffee with these people, but they're not necessarily the same people I want to go and check out a movie with, so on and so forth. It's kind of like you're reevaluating where everyone stands and where you stand as well. But making it quite easy on yourself, so you remove yourself from whatever group, as opposed to actively severing any ties, because that's the best way basically to maintain a bridge. However, it does leave the other party, whoever is involved, and it can be more than one person, wondering if they've done anything wrong, if they've said anything wrong, because your behavior has changed as a result of your own inner workings, which is fair enough, right? And it's not like individuals have to go around justifying their actions, why they are thinking in a different manner or behaving in a different manner necessarily, unless it is impeding their flow or affecting group dynamics in any way. If it isn't really having a direct influence on overall productivity, then who can blame you? But you still owe an explanation to some people. You can be courteous enough to extend that gesture, I suppose, and explain your position in life right now. If anything is troubling you, share. You guys have such huge hearts. You're always there for people. So if anyone goes up to a Leo and wants to vent, they can. If you want to have a very deep talk with a Leo as well, you most certainly will. Political debates, philosophical tangents sometimes, depending. But how often do you, Leo, turn to others for help and support? How often do you do that? So the Two of Cups, let's just get down to your reading, to the cards here, is at the center of your reading. So are we talking about relationship dynamics, group dynamics, the more social aspect of your lives in July? Or is this something that, I don't know, goes beyond that? And maybe here we're just talking about completely reforming your visions of what it means to have a successful career, but also have the possibility of building a family, to secure yourself and ensure that you've got more than one means of income as well. So basically not throwing all your eggs in one basket and having a fallback business plan, different source of income. Again, this is not possible for a lot of people, and heck, not everyone even has a regular full-time job. Some people juggle multiple part-time jobs as well. So this can be talking about trying to find a way to secure your finances in the future. This Two of Wands here being that pondering card, this is where you reflect and go deep in thought about how it is that you can achieve this. So the Ten of Pentacles, though, is reversed here, essentially because I feel like this has been put on pause for now. The Virgo reading previously showed the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse as well, which also indicated a delay in chances of starting something new. Now you've got the card that comes right before the Ace of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, which are endings. What you are to expect after this Ten of Pentacles is to see that Ace of Pentacles pop up in your favor. But it will largely depend on how long it is that you have to wait. So I feel like you're still kind of coming out of this very Cancerian energy that we had, which zoomed in and focused on people's appetite for emotions as well. Just how much emotion can you possibly handle, and how is it exactly that you are channeling your emotion? Are you channeling it in a way that leads to more productivity, or are your emotions detrimental to your well-being? What do you have to say for this card? Because this card talks about overthinking, overanalyzing, tripping in your head, expecting the worst to come, not trusting in yourself, just not overall not feeling very well. Physically for some of you. Hint, hint. But because it's your birthday month, and because the sun is really shining in Leo, and Leo, you are shining a huge, huge light down on everyone as well. I love it. When it's Leo season, I love it. It's party season. It's time to really get out there and have a blast and really connect with people. You will see success in coming together and finding love. It can be taking an existing relationship to the next level. It can be meeting someone through friends. It can be discovering that an existing friendship can be more than just a friendship to you. Essentially just really having a very good time as well with people. So that's great. But you still have a lot of thinking and choices that need to be made, largely surrounding how you are majorly transforming your entire life. So it's now or never. It's now or never. Never. You need to know which direction you're headed. I feel like a 5-year strategy coming up, basically, for you, where you will spend the next couple of months really drafting out all sorts of plans for the next stage, how you will evolve. Because I also really I've seen this happen in a lot of Leo lives, at least the Leos living around me in general. I see them moving forward with their creative projects. They are shining. There is so much potential there. It's just that I also remember the Hanged Man appearing in previous readings. The Hanged Man being that energy that keeps things in limbo. So it may feel like you're briefly moving forward, only to be jolted back. You take 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Or that's what it feels like. You gain 10 clients one day, but then don't receive any calls to actually be the lead on projects the next day, where you're just like trying to actually define what success means to you. So this all has a lot to do as well with starting your own business and really understanding how it is that businesses operate, and deciding what sort of business you're going to be conducting and what sort of business partner you're expected to be as well. How are you to compose yourself? This is life-altering energy here, honestly. It can be as radical as making a new move to just somewhere completely random, So everything goes with this Ace of Wands here. Everything goes as well. So like it is literally like clearing out your closet in a way, but more eliminating those ties that just aren't going anywhere so that you make room for new. That can be a source of frustration right now, and the only way to ameliorate that frustration is by decluttering, but really also being very clear with your communication with those around you to make sure that no one feels insecure around you as well and knows why you may have been so withdrawn or why you've altered your behavior slightly, why you've ignored them, even though you probably haven't been ignoring them. Again, it's more a period of self-absorption. Check. Have fun with it. It's your birthday month, Leo. Your birthday, your rules. So enjoy it. I'm going to have to end your reading here and now because my battery's going to die in a few seconds. So have a wonderful rest of the month. I will see you guys next month. Ciao.